What is up, everybody? You are listening to the Raw Hour podcast, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about the new Davies and Style P's album called Beloved. So, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into this. So, as of about 2 weeks ago, I would say we finally got a new Davies album, but we also got a little bit of sugar on top because it also included Styles P. So, we got a collab album with Davies and Styles P called Beloved. And when I saw this drop while I was in BJ's grocery shopping, I didn't even take the time to think about if I was going to listen to it or not because I knew that it didn't matter because I was going to. And I love Dave East and I love his music so much. So I put my headphones in and I went to Apple Music and I saw that this wasn't just Dave East, but it also included Styles P. And I had no clue who the hell this was, but it didn't stop me from diving into the album with open arms and open ears. So before I get into what I thought about the album, I just want to say that I love when I see artists that I have never listened to before on an album or as a feature for a song, and I actually like what I'm hearing. I haven't listened to any of the music from Styles P, and I also haven't listened to any of the music from any of the features on this album. But soon enough, I will definitely find myself taking a deep dive into all of their music. And second, I don't know if this is weird or if I'm the only one who feels this way about Dave East, but there's something that makes everything he says sound like fucking gangster. And I think that's the reason I love his music so much because there's this raw feeling, I guess you can say, of being hard in the sense that like when you listen to his music, no matter like what the song sounds like, no matter what the topic of the song is, you always leave that feeling like you're a gangster, and I love that about his music so much. So getting into this first song on the album, we can already get a taste of what I'm talking about with the way that he flows on um with the way he flows in his cadence and the way he raps. He really delivers lyrically during this track, and the feature that we get from Dice Payne is really nice, and it kind of gives me it kind of balances out the G feeling that we're getting from Dave East and gives us more of a mellow vibe and to really enjoy. From this song, I don't think that after this I would go and take the time to listen to any of Dice Payne's music, just because he didn't perform as well as Dave East enough on the song for me for it to catch my interest. But other than that, I didn't think it was half bad. So going into the next song, we really start to hear something else I really love about the music that Davies comes out with, and that's that we get these like really clean and real drums in the instrumentals, and we never really hear a lot of 808s in his music, in the music that we get from him, but he makes up for it by supplying us with this raw and clean sound from the drums and the instruments that we hear on the track. In this song, we get our first snippet at what we're expecting to hear from Styles P as he brings us the first set of lyrics in the song, followed by East kind of like flowing in and out with each other. There isn't really a break in between the two. They kind of just like morph into one, which is really nice. And I can say that they both really complement each other well on this track and the other tracks further ahead in the project. But they are also both very lyrically capable, so it doesn't seem like they are dragging each other around the song at any point to me. That's another point that goes to Davies because there's nothing worse than an artist doing a collab album or getting an artist to do a feature, and then when they drop it and you listen, all you can really think is, why in the hell did he or she decide to do a song with this bozo? Because the two artists just aren't on the same level lyrically. So it's nice to see that Davies knows what he's doing and found someone that could keep up with his rhyme schemes and flow the way the way the Styles P does throughout this whole project. Now, if we jump a little bit farther ahead in the album, we get to listen to the song "Don't Cross Me," um, featuring Jazzy. And again, I had no idea going into this prior to this album who the hell this guy was. And so far, this album is really good at um, really it's really good at having really good features, but not from anyone mainstream. And in this song, we definitely get a different type of feel from the rest of the album, meaning that in all the other songs we're getting bars and flows and wordplay, but in this song we get simple piano progression that kind of reminds me of the song Broccoli by Lil Yachty and drum. And we get this nice laid back hook on top of the auto-tune verses delivered by Dave East. The song wasn't anything to jump and scream about, but it was really nice to break from all the rapping and the bars, and take the time to let us get a little bit of melody out of this album. I guess you could also say that we get this from the song In the Jungle, from the hook that is given to us by T. Shyman, which I didn't think I'd have to say it, but I don't think I'd have to say it, but I don't know who this is. I never listened to this person's music before the album. I can proudly say, though, that after listening to this, I want to dig into the music. But I was not let down the slightest bit by this song. So altogether, I felt this album didn't fail me at all, and it really put emphasis on some of the things that I'm always talking about when I'm saying things that I love about Dave East and the music that he creates. I've always said, since my brother introduced me to him about 2 years ago, that he has always had a different vibe to him, and he really takes his craft seriously. And I cannot appreciate that enough. If it's from the raw sound that we get from the instruments and the drums on these tracks, or the crazy wordplay in his lyrics that fly over your head, or it could possibly be the amazing storytelling abilities that this man has when it comes to rhyming while telling what you're telling, and at the same time making it interesting, which are all great qualities to have as an MC in the rap game. So with that all said, that concludes my thoughts on the new amazing Dave East album, Beloved. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and subscribe. And if you didn't, feel free to let us know why in the comment section below. And while you're there, take the time to let us know what you thought about this project. And don't forget to share us around with all your friends. I did take a break for a little bit to get my thoughts around this album. I won't do that with every album. I just really wanted to take the time to break it down, so I had something really good to tell you guys. This has been the Raw Hour Podcast, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.